let's talk about the things they want us to talk about now, Uh, let's talk about the easy things. They don't want you to know too many things, so let's talk about that. There's no need of doing a live. Okay, when I'm doing the live and I'm trying to remind you, now I become the target, okay? So you can't help everyone. You can't help everybody. So let's talk about other things. Let's talk about I don't know. Let's turn this into a Q&A then. Let's just turn this into a Q&A. It's Jupiter, it's Thursday. We can dive deep, but let's not talk about the government. They don't enjoy that kind of conversation. So let's change the topic, okay? Let's change the topic. Let's not talk about... let's stop talking about the things that are making your life harder, okay? Let's not talk about that. Let's assume everything is okay. Let's assume everyone is a millionaire. Let's assume that you can afford everything. Let's assume that you have back pocket energies. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the normal stuff. Let's talk about the easy stuff. Okay, let's not talk about liberation. They don't want us to talk about liberation. Let's talk about oppression. Let's talk about things that keep you oppressed. That kind of let's have those kind of conversations now. Let's talk about conversations that keep you oppressed. Okay? So we are going to turn this into a Q&A. So let's turn this into a Q&A. I try to have normal conversations, but I can't have normal conversation. It's hard. It's hard to have normal conversation because normal is boring. Like when you look at the templates that run this world, and when you understand that this is not what the world is. So the world is what you see when you look outside. When you look outside and you look at the birds and you look at the animals and you breathe the air. Remember, air is not wind. Okay? When you look outside you at nature, when you listen to nature, when you ground your feet, that is the actual world you are living in. Not the world view that they want you to think you are living in. You do not live in riots. That's a world view. That is man-made. You do not live with a government. That is man-made. There's no borders. Borders is mental witchcraft. A river does not stop flowing into Uganda because this is Uganda country. Neither do the animals or the birds get to the border and be like, oh my God, this is Uganda. We can fly into Uganda. There is no boundaries. Boundaries are imaginary. Never forget that. Borders and boundaries are imaginary. Don't you ever forget that. And even when you're given a paper that is called a visa, that is stamped a seal, a king's seal or a seal of the government, always remember that is you are agreeing to laws written by men. It is not God who has created that. So you are in the world, aka Earth, the planet, Tiamat, Gaia, whatever you want to call it, but you are living what you call a world view, how you view the world. You need a PhD for people to listen to you. There are programs. You need to wear a tie for people to pay attention to you. Never forget that. So let's do some Q&A. Okay, I'm all open for Q&A. I'm gonna be here for the next few minutes. So let's do a Q&A quickly. 10 people watching. We should be at 10,000 likes. Everyone should have sent 1,000 likes by now. You should be tapping the screen. So everybody should have done 1,000 likes by now. If you have 10 people watching. If you have 11 people watching, we should be having 11,000 likes. 12 people watching, 12,000 likes. That's how you keep the live up. That's how you keep the algorithm up. Okay? But you are programmed to love bullshit. You are programmed to tap the screen for nonsense. It's not your fault. It's because when you're watching the news, What do you like seeing? Breaking news. What is breaking news? People dying. What is breaking news? An accident. So that is what they pay attention to. Anything that can help you, anything that is good news, you cannot like or share. It's a program. It's so deep in your psyche because each and every day, what you call the northwest, the northeast, west, and south, or the news, the north, east, west, and south, things from all those directions that they make you pay attention to. Breaking news, a car has crashed. So garbage is what you like. Garbage is what you... And so when you tap the screen, you are rewarded with a red color. The heart has to be red. Why? Mass energy. Passion. Okay? By design. Abba, where can I get your books to buy? I'll let you know here when I have my PDF up and running, so that maybe you can get it on email or something, or buy it. I'll let you know once it's done as a PDF. I have so many books, so I'll start with. In fact, I want to start like from the Bible, in the beginning, and break it from creation as we go, from creation, the esoteric meaning behind it as we go. Or I'm going to have different books. The Book of Thomas, I'm going to break it down. The Book of Phillips, and I'm only going to do the rich man's gospel. I'm not going to do the Noah's poor man gospels, Lamentations. I'm only going to give you the right books, the Kings, so that you can be kings like them. If you want to run for an office, an elective post, all you have to understand is the Book of Kings and understand, esoterically speaking, what it's talking about, and you are going to be a king. Okay? I hate that kind of news. It unsettles me. You don't have to hate it. Hate is such a strong word. You don't have to hate anything. You can say you're not going to give it energy. Okay. Use hate for the right thing. Hate the things that surround you so much that you change. There's nothing wrong with hate. Hate is actually a very good thing. It's just that they now attach hate to bad things. I don't know if you are getting it. There's nothing good or bad in this world. All this world, there's a way you're supposed to it. For example, if you hate your past, you change it. You become better. These are just words. It's how we use them. So, much love back to you. Is it possible to escape the matrix? You know, you never escape the matrix. You'll always be in the matrix. Yeah?
What time are you finishing?
This live in the next 10 minutes.
Okay, nilikuwa nataka nini chore.
Tattoo. Na pen gani? What tattoo? So you Google.
My tablet.
Yeah, is the Wi-Fi back?
And my tablet has
Okay.
changed anyway.
Is it possible to... You cannot escape the matrix. So the matrix is what you call the firmament. That's another lecture again. So understand this. You are actually standing on the firmament. What is up is what is down. So the firmament is the brain. The firmament is... How do I explain this now to make you understand? That is why you say you live upside down. So how do I explain? Let me try and look for words.
Understand?
I want to make them understand what the firmament is.
What firmament?
You see, when you go outside, you cannot throw a rocket to space. We have never been to space.
Yeah.
So they say you cannot go beyond the firmament. And that is then why you cannot go beyond the firmament, because the firmament is the actual ground. You're actually standing on the firmament in the physical. I'll have to look for another way to describe it. I'll have to do a whole video about it.
Okay.
So that I can break it properly on the 3 levels. Some things lack words. Huh? You like it? The smell?
I can even see it flowing. Unaiona?
The smoke, yeah. You can catch it. You can bend it any way you want. So when we die, do we leave the firmament? No, you do not leave the firmament. When you die, you go into your memory. Okay? What do I mean? You go into your awareness, what you are aware of. Now, that awareness, wherever it resonates, whatever is in your memory, whether it is fear, you are going to go into something that resonates with that fear. It doesn't matter whether it's an animal, a dog, a bug. And fear is what you call fear here is not how fear exists in other possibilities. Okay? Because you can have fear of the unknown, which can become procrastination. Okay? Or foreboding. I don't know if it's making sense to you. So, and you never die also. Before I continue, understand that you never die. You'll only transform. AKA, your mind will always take a bigger shape and form unless you are incarnating. And for your mind to take a bigger shape and form, it will always take that which is lighter. Light as in weight.
I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't have Wi-Fi.
You don't have Wi-Fi? Can you restart it?
No. It
Yeah.
was already off. Nimewasha sahi.
Oh, ilikuwa zimezimwa?
Kwa nimezima nikawasha.
Okay. It's gonna pengine itarudi. No, nasema pale restart the router. You were speaking about reading from left to right when the Wi-Fi went out. Oh, you guys, you are back, eh? Yeah. So, different hemispheres, or what you call different seas, all the way to why you used to be given cod liver oil, and the cod liver oil you'd be told is coming from the 7 seas, and they used to have a man carrying a very big fish, and everybody was told that you have to take a drink of that oil CG for your chest. Okay, that was GMO. That was a hormone. That is how they used to give the children shots back then. So the shots were not just this. Cod liver oil was a shot. The witchcraft of GMOing people started in the Bible. It started with bread and wine. That is why in the Bible you have bread and wine. What is bread? Bread is yeast. What is yeast? Yeast is a hormone. What is wine? Wine is made with yeast. What is yeast? Yeast is a hormone. That is why my hibiscus wine has no yeast. All my wines have no yeast. All my alcohol has no yeast. Before we continue, let me tell you, or let me give you an example. When you take a piece of bread and you put it in water, what happens? It becomes soggy. Why does it become soggy? When you take a piece of bread and you dip it in tea, it becomes soggy. Why does it become soggy? It becomes soggy because that yeast is fungi. Okay? It is fungi. Someone is saying, I remember taking that oil, it tasted nasty. Yes, those were shots. Those were hormonal shots. So, you see, there's a lot of people who are in spirituality, but they are so biased, they don't even see these things. So they're going to tell you, no, I eat organic, you shouldn't be eating meat. When you eat meat, you are GMO. I'm like, wait a minute. Did you receive the BCG shot? Yes. When you are growing up, did you eat bread? Yes. You're already a GMO. Because, and this is another whole life I should do on bread and wine, and why it's even in the Bible. That is the first witchcraft in the Bible. So, nowadays, my daughter is 8 years old. She's right here with me. Already at 8 years old, she's going into puberty. At 8 years old, she's already jumping into puberty. Not by nature, but by design, by the food she has been eating, from the pizza, from the bread. Because the yeast is supposed to age you. That is why when you put your bread in water, it becomes soggy, because immediately the fungi breaks down the bread and start becoming soggy. Now, when you eat bread, it does the same thing to your blood. Your blood becomes soggy. Your blood becomes old. So you age. This is how they're also getting rid of population. That is why bread is popular in jail. It's not that because they don't have enough sweet potatoes and everything. I can only hotspot you.
Please.
Let me hotspot you. What do you want to look for in your computer now? Why should I hotspot you? What happened to my
Umesahau.
camera?
Usahau umeniambia niangalie nini tattoo. Leo utanichora.
Tattoo to draw you? No, I'll come and draw your tattoo. I have to go now.
Aw, please, only one.
No, not now. I'll come and draw your proper tattoo when I come back. Work on your soul more than your body. You can avoid giving your daughter pizza or processed meat. Nyambura, you just ate, sindio? Umekula nini?
Nakula egg,
Na nini?
coffee,
Na nini ingine?
ngumu.
Nini ingine? Hujakula ngwashe?
Sitaki.
So, we make unleavened bread a lot in this house. What you call naan bread. We make a lot of unleavened bread. Now, cats, paka. Ama is your mom. I cannot stop my daughter from eating bread because she's going to eat bread when she goes to her grandmother. She's going to eat bread when she goes to visit her friends or school or anything. Plus, I may be gone tomorrow. No one knows what the day they are dying. And she may eat bread. So the problem is not eating bread. The problem is becoming aware. Whereby now as she's growing, she already knows bread is not good for her. So she's going to avoid it as much as she can. And now she knows that yeast is the enemy, not bread. Yeast is the enemy. So she can avoid yeast. Because it is not the bread, it is the yeast. The yeast is the hormone. But for them to make you take that hormonal shots, globally, yeast, it has to be in the form of bread. That is why bread and wine is in the Bible. Because the Bible is not written by men. My God is written by men. And the Bible is the government. The greatest story is ever told. We say this is a Q&A. I have 10 minutes for Q&A. So let's do a Q&A before I leave. It has to be a Q&A. We were talking about the left and right. So now, the water cycles that give you the 7 seas, or the seas which are not even actual days. No one has ever looked into the sky and seen those as actual days. So we are talking about Pleiades, or what you call the second house, or the Taurus, that gives you 7 positions that the sun is. The sun does not travel to Mars. The sun does not travel to Jupiter. It's 7. The 7 is in 7 different positions. Those positions are what we are calling these planets, is what we are calling these water cycles that gives you the days from Moon Day, or the Sunday, the day of the sun, Moon Day, the day of the moon, Mars, which will be Tuesday, Wednesday is Mercury, Thursday is Jupiter, Friday is Venus, Saturn Day, the Saturn planet. So those water cycles, or the 7 positions that the sun is in, to be filtered, and when you look outside, those are the characteristics you see. So on a Sunday, everybody wants to express themselves. Everybody is in Sunday best. Everybody wants to be seen. Because the sun, we know the sun always wants to be seen. The sun always wants to shine. Even when it's raining, you're going to see the sun looking through. So on Monday, we say we have Monday blue. So we know everybody is in their reactions, their feelings. So that day is ruled by the moon. On Tuesday, Thursday, everybody is passionate. We are collecting garbage. Everybody wants to get out there and work. So is the red, the mass energy is passion. So we call it Tuesday. On Wednesday, everybody wants to communicate. So that day is ruled by Mercury. On Wednesday, the stock market. Everywhere around the world, we have markets on a Wednesday. Markets in Africa are done on a Wednesday. A lot of letters are written on a Wednesday. So it's governed by Mercury. On Thursday is about expansion and Jupiter. Everybody is traveling, booking their ticket on a Thursday. On Thursdays, people are moving out of town and all that drama. So it's ruled by Jupiter. Expansion, traveling. So on Friday, everybody wants to express their love. Everybody wants to run away from the office, leave their coat hanging, a Kingfisher panty remover, take their girlfriends out, and all that drama. Buy someone a drink. It's Friday, let me buy you a drink. Let me buy you a beer. So it's ruled by Venus. On Saturday, nobody wants to work. It's not about structure. Nobody wants to take there. It's a Saturday. You want to stay at home. You want to count your money. So it's rules. It's how you are governed. So it's Saturday, the Sabbath, or what you call a mini Ramadan. And then you are back to Sunday. So it's different positions of the sun. It's not even actual planets that you can go into. So based on the geographical location that you are on this piece of rock that you call Tiamat, Gaia, Earth, whatever you want to call it, the way the waters rotate in your location, aka the Atlantic Ocean, from the what do you call them, from the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Indian Oceans, how those waters rotate, aka the tides, the ebbing, the in and out, you think different, aka it creates what you call a different phenotype. What do I mean? A different skull. In Africa, it's called a negroid type of skull, aka if you are to go and recollect your skull in Europe, based on this, based on where your eye is, the bone here, the bone structure, we can tell this was a Negro. We can pick another skull and say this was a Mongoloid or the Asians, based on the features. We can pick another skull and based on the nose structure say this is a Caucasoid or the white people. Based on the waters where you are, based on the resistance, the people who are more close to the east, where the sun is more closest to the land, Africa, Kirinyaga. Mount Kenya is Kirimara. Kirinyaga is the piece of rock that you call Africa, which is big, not what you see on the map, which is more east, more close to the rotation, closest to the sun, that gives you the pigmentation that you have that is darker. This is not melanin. This is a pigmentation. No one should ever lie to you that this is melanin. This is a pigmentation. This is not melanin. We have white people who have melanin. We have so many people who are into spirituality who are going to come and say, no, you know it is 6 protons, it's 6 carbon, 6. Who even gave you the name carbon? Who even gave you those terms that you are using? They gave them to you. They told them they are 6. This is a pigmentation. Oh, melanin is so expensive. 1 gram of melanin is worth shit. It's only worth money on paper. Otherwise, come. Take my Scotram. Give me my millions. I'm going to give you a few. My Scotram sometimes can hang to lose. I don't need all that Scotram. Come take some melanin from my finger and give me my $1 million. I can stay with a finger that is a tan. Okay? Stop being fooled. Stop fighting for things that you found people fighting for. People make you believe that thing. So I'm going to teach you or remind you what melanin is, because again, you cannot allow me to teach you because I look like you. You think because you have the same pigmentation, we are not the same. Melanin, esoterically speaking or spiritually speaking, is when you take something and you do it so well that everybody looks at you like, wait a minute. For example, Eminem raps. He raps so well, but you know rapping is of the black people. So Eminem has melanin. That is even why black people embrace him. You can have a black person embraced by the whites because they have melanin. People like Michael Jordan. Why? Where is the melanin? They are so good at putting shots of basketball in those basketballs that they are willing to even sign their children. So that is melanin. But for the Caucasoids, the people in Africa, because they are known, they don't think, they take anything and they run away with it better than the people who gave them. They keep you separated in those who, oh, melanin, oh, melanin. This is a pigmentation. We are all like gold. Everybody has a skin color that looks like that mud cloth. It's called tan. Okay? It's called tan. That is everybody's skin color. Or these hats. Everybody's skin color is like this. But now, the more you are closest to the sun, you get a pigmentation. You have been born here so many times. So, again, your Caucasoid, your skull is closer to the sun. So, you need the pigmentation. You are more to the west. You need that kind of color. You are not closest to the sun. Yeah. Wheat is not the enemy. Yeast is the enemy. What you use instead of yeast. So now that becomes the issue. What can you bake? Get online and look for what you can use to bake that has no yeast. What am I doing?
Anything.
Anything.
Wait, no, a unicorn.
A unicorn. Now my daughter says I have to draw her. My daughter is like, you, all you are doing is your lives. I need you to draw me a tattoo. I think your mom has visitors. Nyambura.
Nasikia. Kiongea na mtu.
This looks more like a cow than a unicorn. I'll come and wait. I'll come and draw you. I'll come and draw you later.
Then draw me something else.
No, I'm going Nyambura and I'm live also. No. You are being nini now. I'm not going to allow you to sing to your desires. Work on the soul more. That one we talked about. Kula mandazi. I agree. Saturday is the Sabbath day. So yeah. So I have to go. Let me finish. Why you write from the left to the right? I keep forgetting. So, based on the location that you are in, the waters that you are on, based on the coccyzoid or the skull position, that is now how I decide all the way to where you drive, the side of the road you drive on. There's a reason why on the Tropic of Capricorn or on this, what you call the equator on this side, they make you drive on the left side of the road. It is by design. It is by design. Don't say, we drive on the left because the British were driving on the left. Are you British? Is this Britain? It's by design. Because the more you drive on the left side of the road, the more your brain is to the left side and the more it forces you to pay attention to only what you can see. You can only believe what you see, what you hear, or what is spoken, or all the organs that are below or what you can call above the horizon. So you forget your intuition, you forget your all these other things that are very important for you. These other things are the things that keep you out of danger. Deprogram your mind. A lot of people who know me, a lot of people who have been in the car with me, they know how I drive on the road. If there are no cars on the road, I drive in the center of the road. The white line is always dissecting my car in the middle. I only move to the left when there's a car, especially if I'm driving out of town. And if I'm driving out of town very far away on country roads, I drive on the right side of the car. And I actually enjoyed the whole of 2022, end of 2022, and almost all of 2023. I loved it because I was in Marsabit. I was doing roads and I was driving on the right side of the road every day because the roads are deserted. I had so much fun driving on the right side of the road during the day. If you're driving with me and I get to a roundabout, those people who know me know I don't do the roundabout the way it's done. Whether they are cops or not, I take the inside lane and I usually do a right turn where they are. And sometimes the cops look at me like, wait, either he's not Kenyan, either he's a cop also, or he's an undercover, but by the time they think I'm gone, because how can someone just do a U-turn in a roundabout? So they think either I don't know, but I know what I'm doing. Plus no cop is going to stop me anyway. I don't want to give too much details with that anyway. So I'm not going to go too deep details with that. Okay? There's nothing like Planet Nibiru. Forget all that bullshit by Kamitha. Bible bread, whole bread, our bread is processed bread. That's what you think. That's what you think, that the Bible bread is whole bread and your bread is all possessed. That's what you think. Talked about wine. They have squeezed. I talked about cod liver oil. I talked about yeast. Do you know how many things you are taking that have yeast additives inside them? Some of them snack inside and you don't even know. I told you in the Bible, it was the first in the Bible, bread and wine for a reason. Now they have, in so many other places, they have it in so many other places. I have to go. Is it the Ezekiel bread? Spot on, blueprint, the Ezekiel bread. Shout out to Abba all the way from Jamaica. I'm going to let you know when my PDFs are ready. For those who are into PDFs, subscribe to my TikTok. I have a subscription thing on TikTok. Once you subscribe onto that, I can have some of these. Because if you subscribe, it means you are interested now in me going deeper. The Bible tells you in the book of Thomas, do not cast your pearls to swine. I won't even talk about the other one where they talk about dogs because I don't want you to feel offended. So it's not everything for everyone. But I'm not going to create what you call... A lot of people, they create what they call... What do they call that account? Bullshit account. What do they call that account? The accounts people make you sign for, but they still have nothing. It's bullshit. What do they call them? You can ask now, Lily. Since you're a gifter, you can ask the question. I'm going to answer your question as since you're a gifter before I go. How do you do that? Everybody tap my top gifter. Everybody tap my top gifter, Lily. Everybody go and follow Lily. Tap my top gifters. Tap the screen. Follow my top gifters. Come on. The things they make you do. I forgot the account I wanted to talk about. I don't need to create that kind of account where I have people like subscribed only. So just subscribe to TikTok. Maybe I can do a subscribe only live. And when I come to a subscribe only live, I can talk about those things now in depth because I know this is someone who's bent on getting that. Okay? I'll know this is someone who's bent on knowing this. So I can be doing a subscribe only live where now there I can give you all the gems. Okay? Otherwise, there's no need of giving people knowledge that you're not even going to use. It's a waste of breath. And God doesn't even like that. Go and read the book of Thomas. Then we can do some esoteric seasons, learnings. I don't even need all these papers. Why? Most of these papers, I actually even light. Let's say when I need to light my chimney, when I'm looking for papers, I use these notes. Sometimes I'll be like, I need papers to light the fire. I'm like, why do I even need these notes? I already wrote them up. And I light the fire with them. And these are things that can maybe help you or not even help you. Who cares? So yeah. But we are getting there. We are getting there. You are paying so much on these fake spirituality pages for regurgitated knowledge. And you are getting nothing. Yeah, Patreon. Yeah, I don't need to open a Patreon. A lot of people, get on my Patreon to learn more. It's bullshit. It's still regurgitated knowledge from the Jews. I was going to ask where do the powers that be get all this witchcraft from that they do on people. I just mentioned them. They call themselves the people chosen by God. They are playing God. They are not chosen by God. They are playing God. God is all possibilities. Okay? Shout out to the Hearts by Lily. So if there's no question, I'll go. That's actually a very good time for me to sign out. 9:39. That's a message. Call Patreon. Before I go, there's no question. No question. We have a visitor. I have to go and say hi to my visitor. Drink some wine with them. Ciao, ciao. Love you from the bottom of my heart. We have to go. End this live.